Good morning, everybody. I am today speaking about what I often hear from a lot of clients. Do you gain weight again after you've been on Cambridge? And does Cambridge cause you to gain weight? Okay, let's talk about it for a second. Lots of things cause us to gain weight again. It's a stat that's very well known and quite a negative one, that 95% of people that lose their weight gain their weight again. It depends on what diet you follow, it depends on how you maintain afterwards, it depends on what changes you make within yourself to keep the weight off, how aware you become and how mindful you become. So I'm taking on the starters, the restarters, and what happens on the journey and why people gain the weight back as easily as they do when they're done with any diet, not just Cambridge, but my focus is Cambridge. Okay, so as usual, I've drawn a couple of pictures. And it's quite a delightful picture if you can have a look carefully. Alright, so here you are. You come to me, you're starting. Alright, you've got a bit of weight to lose. Now there's two parts, very clear, distinct parts in the process of losing weight. Alright, and that is 50% of it is the fat that you have to get off your body. That physical fat that needs to come off. Your health that needs to improve is part and parcel of that journey, that 50%. And you do that 50% by following the Cambridgeweightplan protocols and by following the suggestions we make, the motivation we give you, etc., etc., etc. By coming to the meetings on a weekly basis, by weighing, by measuring, by drinking your water, all those kinds of things. The other 50% is the emotional side of weight loss. The mental side, the habits, the assumptions we make about weight loss. Okay? Now on this journey, I like referring to it as a journey because that's exactly what it is. If you don't learn from it, the chances of you gaining weight again are very great. Okay. If you don't get in tune with what your body's doing and how you're feeling at times, the chances are you'll gain the weight again. Now that 50%, that emotional journey that we're on, is this elastic band which I've drawn there. So as you're going along, you lose your 1 kilogram, you lose your 5 kilogram, you lose your 20 kilogram, you lose your 40 kilogram. That's the physical fat coming off your body. Okay? And as you come along that journey, that pathway, the emotional part of that journey is, what are your usual habits that you have? Are you a snacker? Are you a late night eater? Are you a binger? Are you someone who eats on their own? Those are the habits. Do you eat off someone else's plate? Okay? Those are the emotional habits that you have to deal with. Okay? Then you make assumptions. If I don't have this glass of wine with my friend, she's not going to be my friend anymore. Those are assumptions we make that can cause this little elastic band to pull us right back to being fat again. Okay? So all these emotional things that we have to deal with have to get lost on this process as well. Or we have to become mindful of them or aware of them and actually change them. Or decide we're keeping certain of those assumptions or certain of those habits, but know the consequences of what's going to happen if you continually do those things is possible weight gain. So here we go along and we're losing our weight beautifully, keeping all this physical part, the part that we are in control of is Cambridgeweightplan, with the products we give you and the weigh-ins and the motivations. But if you don't interact and you don't change those emotions, chances are this 50% over here, those emotions are going to take you to the restart pattern. And the restart pattern is if you've gained weight again. Okay? So it's not Cambridge that makes you pick up weight. Cambridge makes you lose weight. Your emotions, your habits, your assumptions, those emotional things that pull us back. What's feeding us? There's a movie, What's Feeding Gilbert Grape. I sometimes say exactly the same thing when it comes to people. What is feeding me? Because like anybody else, as a lady, we are driven by estrogen. We have emotions that we feed all the time. That if we don't stop, pause, and actually assess why we're eating, we'll just continuously do it and we will gain the weight again. So by losing, the whole aim of this is to go through these different emotional things that we go through, these assumptions we make about ourselves, to get rid of this side of the body as well. That 50% negative, so we can get to the thinner, completely thinner part and maintain our weight. By learning is the other 50%, by doing Cambridge is the other 50%, But the emotional part is this elastic band which can take us straight back to being that again. So work on both when you're on this journey. Allow your consultant to help you. That's why we're here. And I hope it brings a bit more. I'll deal with it more, but it's a basic for now so that you can understand how important it is to be involved in your weight loss journey. We're not Dis-Chem. We don't just supply stock. We're there to assist you in all ways. So have a fantastic week. Everybody out there doing Soul Source or doing Soul Source Plus, whatever stage you're on, stay strong. It's worth the effort. It's worth the change. Be strong.